Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 29. I was excited. I love an episode that involves America voting, so I thought this one was pretty good. So we start off this episode with everyone's reaction to the dumping and the votes for which couples are most incompatible. First, Kenzie and Dylan talk, and Kenzie says that she is upset with Melanie for picking her and Dylan for the vote for who's most incompatible. She says that she was hurt by the words that she said during her speech. So, during her speech, Melanie said that she thinks Kenzie would have kept exploring if everyone didn't criticize her. I think that's true, to be honest. But Kenzie was upset. Kenzie says, "How can you not tell by the way I'm acting with you in regards to how she's acting with Dylan compared to the other guys that she's been with?" In my opinion, I'm not seeing a difference. Like the way Kenzie's acting with Dylan, I've seen her act with Gabriel and Corbin and all the other guys she's explored, to be honest. Then Sincere and Melanie talk about their reaction to the votes. First, they talk about the Kenzie situation, and Melanie says that she knows that Kenzie's going to be mad at her for it. Then they talk about the votes that they got for being incompatible. Sincere specifically brings up being called toxic or the relationship being toxic. He says that he doesn't feel like they're toxic, he just thinks that they have toxic moments. Melanie says that she agrees, but she thinks that it could lead to a toxic relationship if it doesn't get fixed. Um, I don't understand what the difference is, to be honest. If you are constantly having toxic moments and no change is occurring, to me, you're toxic. Like, that's toxic to me. Then Melanie brings up the fact that Corbin says he was backstabbed by Sincere. She said that she didn't like that comment because she felt like she was the only one who was backstabbed, so she didn't understand why he said it. I feel like I understand where Corbin was coming from. I think the issue is that Sincere was basically lying to everyone, and it showed that on movie night. But before they knew that, Sincere was telling the guys one thing, even though that's not actually what he did in the conversations. So Corbin would defend Sincere, and then it makes him look bad and also look like a liar because he's defending Sincere's actions, even though he wasn't fully aware of Sincere's actions at that time. Then Parmita and Corbin talk about the vote that they got from Kenzie. Parmita said that since she's walked in, Kenzie's had it out for them, had it out for her. She said that she was weird towards her and that she's petty because she still has some feelings towards Corbin, or she's just angry at Corbin for whatever reason. I honestly agree with what Kenzie said. Kenzie said that their relationship was lustful, basically. She said that when Corbin talks about Parmita, he only brings up himself and talks about how similar to him that she is and how he sees himself in her, and there's only like sexual attraction between them and nothing real. And I agree, and I think they proved it when they were, had a comeback for Kenzie for voting for them. I feel like they only have conversation based on their looks, and there's no like sustenance in their connection whatsoever. In the morning, Parmita is still mad about the Kinsey situation, and she brings it up in the dressing room. She gets mad at Kinsey and she says that, "Oh, I've been cool with you, but I can match your energy." And yeah, I don't think that Kinsey ever said anything negative about Parmita. I don't even think she said anything negative about Corbin when she was choosing them for most incompatible. It was just based off what she saw, and there was nothing about their like individual personalities that was negative or made it so she was like targeting them or something. Kinsey does later apologize to Parmita and says that she understands how it could come off as petty, but she didn't mean it that way. And then she says that she wants to be friends with Parmita. Parmita says that she doesn't want her to feel any type of way about Corbin and take it out on them as a couple, but she forgives her. And then TT was also in this conversation. I don't know why. I think it was just moral support. But TT says that she feels like everyone's reasoning for picking who they picked was valid, and that she doesn't think that there was any animosity related to Kenzie picking Corbin and Parmita for most incompatible. Then Corbin and Sincere talk about Corbin picking Melanie and Sincere for most incompatible. Corbin says that he was defending Sincere the whole time, so it makes him look like a liar, even though he just didn't know what Sincere was doing behind the scenes and he just knew what Sincere was telling the boys. I don't think Sincere was that mad. I think he was just like wanting to have that conversation to just like squash anything if there was anything to squash. But he says that he understands where he's coming from, and that he says that he feels like he was being a good friend for calling him out because he knows he was wrong, and all is good. Then Melanie and Kinsey talk because Kinsey is upset that Melanie and Sincere voted for her as most incompatible couple with Dylan. Melanie says that she didn't have any ill intentions behind voting for her and Dylan. She just says she feels she wasn't done exploring and she was just settling when she chose to close it off with Dylan. Kinsey says that she does not agree with that because she feels like after she had the conversation with Gal when she was exploring, it made it more clear to her that she only wanted to pursue Dylan and she only really had real, genuine feelings for Dylan. Then Kinsey says that she basically would have never thought to vote for Melanie and Sincere because Melanie is her best friend. She says that Dylan brought up Melanie and Sincere being rocky and being unstable, but Kinsey basically shut that down immediately because she didn't want to vote for her. There is two things I want to bring up about that though. I feel like the votes were not meant to be taken to heart. Like there was no like even if she did vote for Melanie and Sincere, like she shouldn't have taken it to heart. Like I don't think Melanie would have taken it to heart because it's just like if you have a valid reason, it is what it is. It's not about friendship, it's about whether or not they're compatible. And honestly, Melanie and Sincere aren't compatible. Like they're very toxic. So if Kinsey would have said that, I feel like that would have been completely valid. And the same thing with Tierra. Like TT voted for Amora and Gall to be voted out, even though Amora was her best friend in the villa. And Amora didn't take that to heart at all. Second thing is the best friend thing that Kinsey brings up. Melanie says that she doesn't view Kinsey as her best friend, even though Kinsey might view Melanie as hers, because Kinsey never checks on her and they haven't really talked that much. Then Melanie brings up the Soul situation and she says that Kinsey checked up more on Soul and talked to Soul more. And basically, Melanie felt kind of lonely in that situation because Kinsey wasn't really asking her how she was feeling. Kinsey does apologize to her for that, and she feels really bad. And then Melanie apologizes to Kinsey, so they're good. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the karaoke challenge. I don't really have much to say. I have a few comments, but I'm not gonna like drag it. So Parmita and Corbin are sixth place, and I don't know. I thought theirs was interesting. Corbin's shocked me though. Like I feel like that's the most chalant I've seen him. It was pretty good. Then Kata and Zach were fifth place, and Zach can actually sing. Like that was like he was good. Then Anaya and Carl and Trinity and Bryce both were fourth place. It was a tie between them. And Tierra and KC were second place. Melanie and Sincere were also second place. That was also a tie. I thought Tierra and KC's were cute too. Like I feel like even though I don't like how KC played with Anaya's feelings, I will say Tierra and KC are pretty compatible as a couple. Melanie and Sincere's was also really cool because they did a Grease song. They did You're the One That I Want, and I love the Grease soundtrack, so I like theirs. This is also probably the most fun that Melanie and Sincere have had in weeks because since Casa, I feel like they've just been arguing. So then Kinsey and Dylan were first place. And I actually did like theirs. Like Dylan is kind of fun and Kinsey can sing. So it was kind of cute. Okay, then America's votes were revealed and America voted for who they felt was the most compatible couple. So I will reveal the safe couples first. Anaya and Carl were safe. Then Trinity and Bryce. I feel like there was no doubt with Trinity and Bryce. I honestly think they could win the season. But Melanie and Sincere were safe. I was a little bit shocked at that, but not really, because I know people like Melanie. I like Melanie. But I just felt like Sincere needs to go. Like, compatible, Melanie and Sincere, no. Then Tierra and KC were safe. I was shocked by this. Though I think they're compatible, I wasn't expecting people to vote for them. They were also shocked. All the Islanders are shocked. So, yeah. In terms of the unsafe couples, we have Parmita and Corbin, Kinsey and Dylan, then Kata and Zach. Thank you, America. Okay. I really hope that Kata takes this as a hint that America does not like her and Zach together, and she deserves better. I only brought up the karaoke challenge because it did kind of have an impact in who was safe and who wasn't. So because Kinsey and Dylan won the karaoke challenge, they were able to become safe even though they were the bottom three. Um, so Kinsey and Dylan are safe, and Parmita and Corbin and Kata and Zach are in the bottom two. Then Ariana reveals that the other Islanders get to choose who goes home between Parmita and Corbin and Kata and Zach. I feel like everyone kind of knew where the vote was going when it was between the two couples because it's either choosing between a Casa couple that has started a bunch of drama or Kata and Zach who have been together since the beginning, essentially. So Trinity and Bryce save Kata and Zach, obviously. Anaya and Carl save Kata and Zach. Kinsey and Dylan and Melanie and Sincere also save Kata and Zach. And the only couple that saves Tierra or Parmita and Corbin is Tierra and Casey, which makes sense because I think Tierra and Parmita were close because they're both Casa girls, and Casey and Corbin are also like best friends, so that makes sense. I did want Parmita gone, so the vote worked. But I also think Kinsey and Dylan should have also had a chance to go home. Parmita and Corbin were closed off before leaving the villa, so maybe they'll continue dating outside. I don't know. I do think, even though I don't like them on Love Island, they are very cute together. So hopefully, they continue to pursue a connection outside of the villa. Wish the best for them. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my other Love Island videos.